Hello everyone, it's me, the grasper of straws himself, Ryan. Here to give you some more rumors and speculation because why? Because that's really all I got. Get off my back, okay? But you clicked on the video because you want to hear about Bloodborne being remastered, or you want to throw some mean comments down below. I don't know what you want to do with your life, but either way, you've come to the right place. Oh, and apparently there's gonna be a Bloodborne 2? Maybe? Subscribe, by the way, it helps. We talked a few months ago about all these Bloodborne PS5 rumors, what it might include, how much it might cost, and whatnot, and stuff like that. But what wasn't clear to me at the time, until recently, was if PlayStation owned the IP to Bloodborne. Now, according to Benji-Sales, who is a PlayStation game YouTuber or a game YouTuber or a reporter of some kind, I'm not really sure, but whatever you want to call him, he focuses on a lot of the advertising and sales stuff and a lot of the game industry reporting and whatnot as well. And he reported that PlayStation does in fact own the IP to Bloodborne. He says so in this tweet here. Sony owns the Bloodborne IP, so technically they don't even need FromSoft on board if they want to move ahead with a sequel. Sony Japan Studio already helped to co-develop Bloodborne. Now, of course, From being involved would be preferable, but one way or another, a sequel should happen. Now, if that's true, I have no reason to believe it isn't true, it makes these latest rumors more credible. As I mentioned, the rumors are pretty much heating up. Well, I didn't mention they were heating up, but the title suggests that they're heating up, and they are. The Bloodborne remaster, I would wager, is coming. Word comes by way of Colin Moriarty of Last Stand Media, who previously revealed that a Demon's Souls remake was coming. Speaking on Twitter, Colin Moriarty, who proved to be reliable in the past, having revealed that a Demon's Souls remake was in the works before the official announcement, stated that Bluepoint may be on a journey to Yharnam, with that tweet reading as such. I'm hearing through the grapevine, Bluepoint may be on a journey to Yharnam. I know this is all old news. You're telling me, Ryan, I get it. You're like, wow, Ryan, we knew this. This is old news. What the fuck? I know. Keep in mind, Colin did not say what the project was. All we know is that Bluepoint Games, which was recently acquired by PlayStation, is apparently heading to Yharnam. Now, how are you supposed to take that? Oh, well, they're obviously going to be remastering it, I would imagine, and that's what Bluepoint does. They remaster games, and quite exceptionally, I think most people would agree. Colin added on to this on Discord, basically saying that they're remastering Bloodborne for PS5 and then making a sequel from the ground up, and then goes on to say that he needs to check with his source at Bluepoint to see if it's accurate, in which case he would feel confident in saying that it's 100% true. I know what you're going to say. You're that meme right now of, don't give me hope. Now, let's give this whole thing one more layer. I really want to solidify all that genuine hope and belief that I have built within you just now in the last minute or two. A few days ago, we got another interesting piece of information that adds on to this here, possibly a corroboration of Colin's comments. Not that I think he's necessarily lying about it, but it's always good to have more than one person saying something so you can kind of corroborate and see a pattern, so that way we know that we're getting genuine information and not just like people speaking to each other in the dark in an alleyway somewhere. Speaking on a new episode of the Xbox Era podcast, host Nick Baker, who has been a reputable source of information in the past, said that he has also heard that PlayStation is looking to bring back Bloodborne in a big way. Baker said that not only is Bluepoint supposedly working on Bloodborne 2 and a Bloodborne PS5 remaster, but a PC version of the popular action game is also said to be on its way as well. I've been told by a couple of different sources, a couple of different things about Bloodborne. I've been told there's a PC port that's already done. I think what's happening with Bluepoint is I believe Bluepoint is doing the sequel. Like Colin said, Baker explained, referring back to the original rumor in question, and I think Bluepoint might also be doing the console remaster of the first one. If it's true, this is big news. I know what you're gonna say, Ryan, you're grasping at straws here, but that's what we do on YouTube, man. We grasp at straws until we have no straws to grab. I love straws. Though Bloodborne is one of the most highly requested games to get a sequel or even just an update of some kind. Right now, you can play Bloodborne on either PS4 or PS5. You even get it for free with the PlayStation Plus collection on PS5, but as a lot of you know, Bloodborne is still great. But with new graphics cards and with powerful new consoles, it's definitely notable that the game, at least under the hood, has a lot of technical problems that kind of made it more than just the AI upsampling job to get the game to run at a higher frame rate. And that was really hard for me to say, so that's how you know how hard this game is to get to a higher frame rate, because I could barely speak. So I know that some people are going to say that they're sick of remasters and remakes, just make new games, and I get that. But if true, and that's a big if, because I'm not independently corroborating these reports, I'm just discussing them, I think this is a good way of, Bluepoint getting familiar with Bloodborne and caught up with it, and how different in a lot of ways it is to something like Demon's Souls. It's a bit more reflexive, faster, and if they are developing a sequel, I think they're the next best studio next to FromSoft to do it and probably get it right. Now, if you remember, we talked a few weeks ago about how after PlayStation finalized the acquisition on Bluepoint suggested that they would be making original content. When Bluepoint president Marco Thrush said, "Our next project, we're working on original content right now. We can't talk about what that is, but that's the next step in the evolution for us," Thrush said, noting that even with remakes like Shadow and Souls, the studio was already partially creating original content. I'm starting to think that if this is true, and it ends up being true, original content does not necessarily imply that it's not an existing IP. Why can't it be a Bloodborne sequel, you know? I also think PlayStation has to know how beloved Bloodborne is, so to not even give it an update to have it run better, or at least follow up Bloodborne with a sequel at some point, would be stupid on their part. I recognize that we have to accept a lot of the uncertainties with the information here, but as none of this is confirmed, like a lot of leaks and rumors before it, you have to remember, it's always not true until it is. Meaning that I understand if you have a general hesitancy towards rumors and information of this kind because there's no official source for it, but consider that there's been a lot of these leaks here, hence why I think it's safe to assume Bloodborne for PS5 and PC is probably coming at some point, and inevitably there will be a sequel. It's just a matter of time as to when it will happen. Now, if rumors of a sequel are true, and I'm not saying that they are because obviously I don't fucking know, if they are, then it doesn't sound like Hidetaka Miyazaki, who's the director of most of the Souls games, is involved. And I understand some of you out there who like Souls games, who like Bloodborne, may feel a little uneasy about the fact that there's another studio who doesn't have the kind of vision for the franchise that Hidetaka Miyazaki did. But I think, again, Bluepoint is probably the best studio to be handling it, if anyone, because they tend to do very faithful remasters, and if they are going to make an original game, I do have a little bit of faith that they're going to get it right. If earlier leaks are to be believed, it's probably going to be the same game more or less, but just remastered with better visuals, better resolution, a better frame rate, hopefully. I doubt they'll let you upgrade your base version on PS4 for free though, because, you know, PlayStation, any game that launches outside of their launch window is not a free upgrade, apparently. An earlier leak pointed to them charging like $20 for upgrading the base version, but if you have the old Hunters DLC, it'll be like $10, which, look, I don't know if I necessarily agree that they should be charging for those upgrades, but it's one of those things of like, at least it's not an overly expensive amount. Like, you don't have to buy the whole game again if you just want to upgrade to the PS5 version, if that's how much it's going to cost. Again, I'm not saying that that's how much it's going to be, but I wouldn't be surprised if the numbers are kind of similar to that. Now, I would say to hold your excitement a little bit, because no matter which way you slice it, it's not official yet. Now, I would say that there is a state of play coming up, or it's just passed depending on when you watch this video, and I would be very surprised if they do show anything related to Bloodborne. I feel it's something they'll probably just drop in the middle of a week randomly, or in the middle of a big event, just to get as much eyes on it as possible. Anyway, that's all the Bloodborne information that we know of for now. Now let me know what you think down below. No? Yes? Maybe if you had a few drinks? Subscribe for more content like this, and of course, like and dislike as you see fit. I'll talk to you all soon, and I'll see you later.